Hello and welcome to the Unity Trading Model live stream demonstration. We will be demonstrating our Unity Trading Model, which is an Excel-based trading model that you can use to backtest, you can use to optimize, you can refine, you can forward test your strategy, and then finally you can test it and trade it live in the financial markets. This morning we will be testing a strategy on the Euro US dollar Forex pair. We'll be doing it on the 5 seconds, so we have plenty of trades and examples to show you today. With me this morning, as usual, is Ren Vallow. How are you today, Ren?
Hey, good morning, Mark. Doing well. Doing really well. Looking forward to seeing our trading strategy for today. It's been a bit of a choppy market out there, so let's see what we got.
So if you're watching this live, please feel free to drop any questions into the chat. If you have any thoughts about anything we're doing, if you want more information, or if you have any questions for us. If you would like to test the version of this model that I am demonstrating here today, there is a link below this video. You can download this, you can get yourself a demo version of MetaTrader 5 for zero cost, and you can start doing exactly what I'm demonstrating here today. So we've got some exciting news coming up about the launch of the premium version of the Unity trading model, and we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. I've got a few ideas. We're going to talk about trading strategies, how you can use it live. But first of all, if anybody's got any thoughts, Stefan, hi, good to see you here, Stefan.
Good morning.
And let's have a quick look at the markets. And Stefan, when you were here a couple of weeks ago, you suggested, can we make things a bit bigger? So I have done this, especially for you, but for everyone else as well, of course. We're going to have a look. Let's have a look, first of all, at the MetaTrader 5 terminal. Anybody who's a Forex trader will know all about MetaTrader 5. If you are not a Forex trader, you may well be surprised about how robust and reliable this is as a trading platform. It's very easy to use. It's non-broker specific, so you can get it in every part of the world. And we're using it because it is a very nice API that we can connect into, and the benefit of that is it makes it easier for you as a trader to use the Unity trading model to get faster price data, get very good trade fills. Minimal slippage is what we've seen so far, and it just is very easy to use. So we were just talking about it a moment ago, Ren, the little bit of an uptick, isn't there, in the equity markets? We'll be opening the stock market in New York in about 12 minutes.
It's looking like it's coming back a little bit, and we've had a little consolidation, which is good too. So hopefully we get a good run in. The holiday season is kicking in, and the seasonality of the markets. So we've been waiting for it.
Yeah, this is, we're in fairness, we are being really optimistic here. The tech stocks in particular have been absolutely battered. We're pretty close to making a new low, but haven't done so far, may yet do so. But if we have a look at some other equity markets here, we just need to look at the S&P. It's got a slightly better looking chart. And the Dow, let's try and get the Dow over here as well. There we go, the Dow looking much better. Yeah,
much better, yeah.
And if we go a little bit further afield, the UK market has performed very badly over a long period of time, but it's actually performing recently pretty well. It's not had the same sell-off that we saw in some of the other markets. The German stock index, the DAX, equally is doing pretty well. And if I can find it on here, it may not be on here, the French stock market, CAC 40, is also performing pretty well. So anyway, we're going to be looking at the Euro US dollar this morning. So there it is on a daily time frame. And let's have a look at the Excel model.
Looks like you've been trading a lot, Mark. I see all those trades.
Yeah, absolutely, tons of trade. Well, this is a daily time frame, so I'm going to put it back onto the 1 minute time frame and have a look at the model. Now, this is the Unity Excel trading model. You see, we have got a very, very flat. We're looking at the Euro US dollar. Got a very flat, choppy session we've been having recently, and the equity curve we can see just about just about breaking even over this time period, and pointing the standard deviation line pointing slightly upwards. It's been a non-trending, this is a trending strategy, and it's been a non-trending market, but what we can always do is we can change the entry criteria and we can find something that does suit the current market conditions. So all I'm doing here is adjusting our strategy 2, and you can see here that it's responding a bit better to an earlier entry.
Yeah, the choppy markets are the hardest ones to trade.
They are, yeah. You need a strategy that is specific for choppy markets. I think it's much easier. We've said about this before, isn't it? It's much easier to find a trending market, and you've got your choice. You can find whatever market you want. You can find the strongest trending pair over whatever time frame you like to look at. If I go quickly back onto MetaTrader 5 here, the terminal, all I've done, and this is very, very basic, is I've just put today's markets in this watch list, and I've ordered them in terms of daily game. So at the top here we have global uranium.
Wow.
So that's the strongest performer over this very small sample, and worst performing is Ether US dollar.
Wow.
That's had a bit of a sell-off.
Crypto is getting hurt again.
Yeah, we haven't done any crypto in this in our model, but there's no reason why you can't do crypto. Do you think?
Yep.
Range?
Absolutely. Yeah. Crypto's totally tradable. It's just, I think, a little bit more volatile than most of our other markets. So you've got to have a strategy that can handle the extra volatility. That's all.
Yeah. In fact, for me, that's an argument for using an algorithmic system like this, because cryptos, they move so much, they play with your emotions, and it becomes harder. You know, you might say, well, I'm going to hold on to my trade a bit longer. But the discipline of using a system like this, where you pre-program your strategy, it's probably a better way to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely the emotions will get you on the cryptos, because they go up and down violently, like 5% a day or more.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we're down 6% plus on Ether, 7.5% at the moment. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's good to respect your stops. And that's what this strategy does for you. And that's what this spreadsheet can do, is it gets your, respect those stops. I mean, you may have set a 5% stop with the cryptos just because they can move that much, but at 6%, you should be out if that was your stop, and you'll be there. Yeah. Otherwise, emotionally, you might still be in it. Like I know I would be. I'm like, it's going to bounce.
Yeah. Agree. So if you're not familiar with the Unity Excel trading model, it's a standard, it's a regular Excel spreadsheet that if you use Excel at all, you'll be familiar. You can use cells to enter data. For example, I can adjust the profit target, and you'll see over on the right that the results, the capital graph here, adjusts on the fly. I can set a stop loss. I can set a trailing stop. And we've got a range of different filters that we've demonstrated in previous webinars here.
Right, and pretty much the sky's the limit here. Any type of filter you can imagine, you can put in here.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, we've got 4 different filters in here. You can have 10 different filters. You can have 10 different strategies. So whatever you need to trade the markets, if you're day trading, you might want to focus on that key half an hour or hour of the day when the markets are moving, they're moving vigorously. You've got your algorithms, you've got your trading strategy, have everything lined up, and you can switch it on and off just like I'm doing here. I'll zoom in, particularly for Stefan. As you rightly say, I'll just make it a bit easier to see. See here, you can switch on a filter like I'm demonstrating here. Again, you can see the results adjust in real time, responding to the different filters. That's our EMA filter, our price sector filter, which is a long stochastic oscillator, and our simple moving average filter that's based on the simple moving average of the highs for long trades and the lows for short trades.
Yeah, it looks like that keeps you out of trouble. And Mark and I were just talking about this best practice thing. Like you might want to do these types of things before you start your trading day, or over the weekend. You pick your strategies, and then in the morning set up your filters, because you wouldn't necessarily want to be doing this during a live trading session.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Yes. You want to know what you're trading. If you're a live trader, you're gonna have to be focused, ready, and prepared. Today, what we're doing is demonstrating the capabilities. So we're using a demo account, and you can get one for absolutely no cost at all wherever you are in the world. You can download MetaTrader 5. You can find a broker that will serve, that is based, registered, and regulated in your area of the world, and you can download it. You can get these files. As I said, there's a link below this video, and you can do this, and you can demonstrate, and you can test the demo version for absolutely no cost at all.
Absolutely.
So we've got different strategies, we've got different filters. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about this morning is directional positioning. So whether or not we're going to be taking long and short trades. If you're a Forex trader, you may think, oh, I'm going to take both, and that's absolutely fine. But particularly if you're an equities trader, often you might find a different strategy works better for long trades to what works well for short trades, and you may well not want to have them both on at the same time. So very easy to do this. Just scroll down here. I'm going to zoom in again. Here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to check and uncheck long trades and short trades. You can see now we're only taking short trades. We haven't got a huge direction today, so it's not making a big difference, but there's just long trades only. You can see drifting upwards. It's just about in line with what the market is doing, but with lower drawdowns. So there are very good reasons why you may want to take only one direction of trades.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we're in a
It
bull
definitely
market,
gives a much smoother P&L chart, just taking one direction on this currency today.
Yeah, and arguably the higher the time frame, the more you want to be focusing on one side of the market or the other side. On the daily time frame, you want to be very clear on you're going to go long or you're going to go short. Intraday, okay, you can take a more balanced view. You can change your mind on the day. You can change your mind depending on the price action. When you go down to the 5-second time frame, well, both directions are pretty valid.
Oh yeah. At this frequency, the higher frequencies, you could just trade just for seeing how it works, get a demonstration of it, but you wouldn't actually want to put real money to the 5-second time frame.
No, at the moment we're doing it as a demonstration purpose. We've talked about this before. We think, maybe the 1 minute time frame would be the lowest time frame I would personally use this on, but 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30 minutes, 1 hour, you can go up to the daily time frame on this type of system. So thanks for your question, Stefan. Can time constraints be implemented in the spreadsheet?
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can put time constraints in there. When you launch the interface, you have the ability to adjust the time that it's going to allow it to run. Like if you want to run it for 8 hours, or you want to run it for like a week, or just an hour, you can set that up to start with. We could also do time constraints, opening, closing, the opening bell, the closing bell, that kind of thing, or just want to run it for the first 30 minutes of the market. Mm-hmm. So if that's answering your question, if not, I can, let me know.
Yeah, multiple ways to, exactly as Ren was saying, multiple ways to restrict it. For a start, you can basically put a timer on the interface. Is that correct, Ren? You can say that I want it to operate for the next, at a maximum, for the next 100 minutes.
Yep.
And it will do that, or 60 minutes. You want it to run for an hour. You can do that in the spreadsheet. So you can put in a time filter. So you can say it should only run between 9:30 and 10 a.m.
Yep.
Or you can, if you're manually switching it on and off, you can say, well, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to manually switch it on. And 10 o'clock, you can switch it off. So there's multiple different ways that you can control that. Yeah, I think that is your, enter trades between 8:30 and 9:30. Yeah. Cheryl, are we able to, good to see you here, Cheryl. Are we able to change time frames in Excel live trading? Ren, do you want to?
Absolutely. The time frames are adjustable, fully adjustable, and in the demo we are able to adjust that as well. So if you want to see the 30-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame, daily time frame, we can change that in the spreadsheet, and the interface will run according to that time frame you've set. So currently our demo only runs for about 15 minutes and then it shuts off. So if you're going beyond 15 minutes, you're not going to see a lot of trading. There wouldn't be a lot of trading. You'd have to keep restarting it, which you can do. But yes, you absolutely can change to any time frame you'd like. If you just wanted to run in the background and just check once a month, you could do that as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, just to add on to what Ren has said, Charles, that I'm going to zoom into the sheet. Just going to do that now so you can see the spreadsheet. So, time frame here, and I'm going to zoom in just even a little bit further. So these three fields here are all user inputs. So the first one is the market code, and that is your broker's market code. So if you go to MetaTrader 5, you'll see however they call it. Usually it is just euro US dollar without the .p, but it will be whatever your broker uses. Now at the moment we're measuring the time frame in seconds, so it has to be multiples of seconds. So clearly 60 would be a 1 minute time frame, 122 minutes, etc. So that's the way you can do it currently. And the other setting that Ren was just talking about, how long the interface is actually going to run for measured in minutes. So again, we've set some default values in here, but you can change them. If you want to change these, all you would need to do is, so I'm doing the 5-second time frame. If I want to switch to the 60-second or the 1 minute time frame, I would change the value in the spreadsheet there and then simply restart the interface. So by restarting the interface, what will happen is all the data will be taken out of the spreadsheet and the new data will be added back in. So you've changed the time frame, and it's exactly the same process to change the market as well. So if you wanted to go to have a look at cable or rand or Kiwi dollar or whatever you want to have a look at, you would just change it in here. Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
Thanks, Stefan. Any more questions, just pop them in there and we will be happy to answer those. So we've talked about positioning, very easy to do. Stefan, to your point about time constraints, there really is no limit to what you can do. If you wanted to be so precise, you wanted to say the first 30 minutes of a particular day or every day you could only trade long, well then you can program that. If you wanted to say you only want to trade long and short for that period of time and then long after it, however you want to configure it. If you've got a trading strategy that takes long only trades at a specific time of day, well then you can just program that in as well. So you really have all the control that you could possibly want, because it's just Excel. It's something that you can do as well, and that is something that we're absolutely adamant about, that customers need to be able to, users of this need to be able to control it, and you need to have control of your trading and your strategy.
Absolutely. And one thing I might mention as well, while you can change everything on your spreadsheet, while we are connected live into the MT5, you can turn off the MT5 portion, the connection inside there, and still play with the spreadsheet without, taking a chance of taking a trade accidentally. So there's an on-off button inside MT5 to say that we're allowing the algorithm to run or not run. So that's one kind of a safe thing to do. If you're going to play with the spreadsheet, you want to probably turn off your connection to MT5, just the trading connection. You can get the data down, but you can make adjustments without worrying about trades being pushed through.
Yeah, so there are multiple fail safes in the system, one of which is this button here. You can see my cursor is hovering over it at the moment. It says algo trading, and it's got a green triangle, and if I'm hovering over it, I realize it's very small text. What it says is allow or prohibit algo trading. Now what we're doing here is exactly that. So if I press it, it's going to go red. It will not allow this spreadsheet or any other EA that you have to trade on your account, you click it again, and it will allow it. So that is one of many different fail safes to make sure you have control over everything.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, thanks for the questions, everyone. Okay, we've had this question before. Stefan, thanks for the question. Can I trade more than one instrument at a time on one Excel sheet? I'm going to say in theory, yes, but I'm going to hand this one over to Ren.
Yeah, so we're currently only doing one symbol per sheet at the moment. So just to keep things steady and safe, it's pretty hard to manage. I think personally, just playing with it, while this is technically possible to do more than one symbol, it's hard to manage. It's kind of like being a pilot flying an airplane. So it's like flying multiple airplanes at once. So yes, it is technically possible to do that, but I wouldn't personally recommend it. And if someone really wanted to do it, we could modify the sheet to do it. So, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. It'd be like flying 2 airplanes or 3 airplanes, and you have to pay attention to the instrument panel of all 3 airplanes, doing different things. Like one's going through turbulence, one's going into a hurricane, and the other one is landing. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, technically possible, but in practice it might be a challenge. But I've got another question actually for you, Ren. What about if you are a person? I've just updated one of my favorite of all time strategies just today. My Nasdaq 100 S&P 500 ratio strategy. Absolutely love this strategy. But it means I would need to have, if I was going to run it on a smaller time frame using this system, I would need to stream 2 different symbols in to the spreadsheet.
Yes,
even though I was only trading on one of those symbols. What about
understood. That? So basically, you're asking if we can bring in 2 symbols and then use some sort of calculation off the 2, like a spread or something between the 2, and then make a decision on a trade. Yeah, we could do that. Absolutely.
So once again, no problem in principle. We can stream in 2, or people might have 10, however many different markets they want to stream, but only trade one at a time. Yeah, but I agree with you. Apart from that's an example of where we're only trading on one symbol at a time. We're just streaming multiple sets of data. If trading on multiple symbols would be theoretically possible, but it would take probably a specialized setup to be sure of getting it right.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. So we could do both scenarios are possible. And absolutely, I do see the possibility of trading off of 2 different like the S&P 500 versus the NASDAQ. And when they get too far apart from each other, one's going up, one's going down, and you've got a huge spread between the 2. I know some traders personally who do that strategy.
I thought you might like that sort of strategy. That's
a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good strategy. Yeah. I personally have traded that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, great question. Right, said at the start we're going to be launching live next week. So it has taken a while. It has taken, let's say charitably, it's been 2 years. We've been working on this, friend. So we've got it to where we want it to be, and we will be launching. If you want to be the first to know about this, there will be limited places available. So if you want to be the first to know about this and you're watching it on catch up or you're watching it on live and you haven't yet got yourself on the email list, please do that. We will be sending an email around on Monday with further details. Really looking forward to going live. We're really looking forward to working with the early users of this system. So that is going to be happening on Monday. And quite honestly, I can't wait. I'm really excited. Ren, it's been an epic journey, or it feels it.
It has been, yeah. So we're excited to finally get there and have product that we can offer.
Yeah, exactly. So look out for your emails. It's going to be dropping on Monday, and we're really looking forward to that. Once again, if you haven't already got the demo version, you can download it now. There's a link below this video. We're updating the demo version regularly. I do send an email around when we've updated the demo version, but you can effectively do anything that I'm doing today. You can do it yourself. So one of the things that I was demonstrating last week that we've done a bit of work on is adding new columns into the model. you may wonder why you want columns in particular, but the columns are what you can use to build up your trade conditions. So your filters, your entry conditions, and you don't need to know all these indicators. You don't need to work them out because a lot of these indicators we already have.
Yep.
Things like the EMA. I did an example of the simple moving average. So I'm just going to, what I'm going to do now, let's have a look where we are with the model. We are on the results. Yeah, so it's performing okay. We're in a choppy day today. There's not much we can do about it with the momentum style entry. It looks like it's maybe getting a bit of direction to the upside, which is reflecting US dollar weakness. So that would be good, probably. Good for stocks if that can continue. So I'm going to close down the interface. So you can't see that now on the screen, but I'm closing it down. All I've done is I've right-clicked and just closed down the connection. So we've still got the Excel model, and I'm going to zoom into the Excel model while I'm talking about it. Do that. You can see here now effectively we're in backtest mode, so you can use this for I'm describing it as backtest mode, but you can use this for anything. You want to optimize the strategy, you want to take all the data that's already in there. We're not streaming new data in, but you can take all this data, you can safely play around with things like the profit target. You can see, you can get some settings. They're very, very tight profit target.
Wow.
If I extend out the stop loss there, it's not actually making a lot of difference because we've got different exit conditions kicking in. I can take those out. Yeah, it's still actually not making a huge amount of difference because we're having trades opening in both directions. We can change our entry conditions.
Wow, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does. We just return it back to our standard settings here. Well, we had it on before with something a bit like that. We can play around with the filters. So the filters is what I was just saying a moment ago. These are the things in here. And I can give them a different color just so you can see them there. EMA, 3 different EMAs and 2 different simple moving average. Now these are really easy to calculate, and plus I already have the formulas for them, so you don't need to do it yourself. This really is a system that you can use yourself to implement the strategies that you want to trade and get everything to run exactly the way you test it.
Exactly. And, you know, we're not limited to any of the standard indicators either. So if you've read about something or you had an idea that you could calculate price in a certain way and make your own custom indicator, we can code that into Excel pretty easily. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So, Ren, you've said it a few times before. It's the opposite of a black box system. This is a system to give you control over every aspect of your trading, whether or not, like Stefan was suggesting, maybe you want to have it running in the background while you're doing something else. Maybe you want to be sitting here monitoring it yourself. And I think the difference, like I was saying earlier, will probably depend on what time frame you're looking at. A lot of day traders will only be looking to trade for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, particularly for stocks in that really, really high liquidity area. Ren, what about scanning? What about scanning the market and looking for stocks to either ones that have gained the most or lost the most, looking for them to bounce back?
Yep, looking for those. You can go for the mean reversion, and you can set up a strategy around that.
Yeah. So yeah, we could do a. What about if the market is higher? We do a scan for stocks that are lower and look for opportunities to buy into those for the bounce back to see if they bounce back with the rest of the market.
Yeah, exactly. That's a popular strategy and easily done here.
Yeah. So the way you can do that, scan the market. See, you've got a watch list of 10 or 12 stocks. You can put them into the market here, like I was demonstrating a moment ago. I'm going to zoom in again. So here we have Euro US dollar, but you change that for whatever stock that you want to trade. put the data in there, and then wait for your entry conditions to be met, whatever they may be. So you're looking for maybe an extreme overbought area to identify a buying opportunity, oversold opportunity to identify a buying opportunity.
Yep, absolutely. And some people might even use like RSI as a standard indicator for that type of thing as well. Like it's an opportunity to buy when it's been extended to the downside and the market's moving higher. So you're looking for that opportunity. So some people like the RSI for that. You could have your own custom conditions that might be similar to stochastics or RSI, but you've got your own version of that calculation. And Mark can definitely help you input that if you weren't sure how to code it into Excel. Show you how to do that. And Mark, you could show like how the Excel formula works, and yet it actually highlights all the different fields in the EMA. So it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, were you saying for the actual EMA calculation? Yeah, super easy for the EMA, for the SMA. But as I was always saying, you don't even need to calculate them. You'll be able to do very, very simple things like that very quickly, but you don't even need to calculate them yourself. Some traders like a lot of technical indicators. I tend to like indicators, but not too many. That's my personal preference. Some like to have at least 10, seemingly, on every trading strategy. Ren, where do you stand on technical indicators?
So I prefer like one or two typically. Now, the other thing that we don't talk about often in our live streams is the possibility of using fundamental data depending on your broker's data feed. You could theoretically bring down like earnings and do fundamental trading off of this as well. So you could build a spreadsheet that could say, well, if earnings is greater month over month, quarter to quarter, year to year, I want to buy that stock. That's something that we could code into it as well. It would just depend on your broker's data feed and what you can get from your broker. There are other sources out there for data, but this could also be technical and fundamental. Like the sky's the limit, really.
Yeah, sky's the limit, exactly.
We could say if the weather's good, you're gonna buy.
Yeah, if you're the sort of person that is interested in earnings trading, so I think we're out of earnings season now, or the main earnings season. But if you like to do that, you're looking for high volatility, big fast moves, then you can program in, the stocks that are moving or about to move or have already moved, and put those in and get the model to trade it for you. You're not relying on your own reactions, your own emotions. So, like you say, you can stick in fundamental data. Somebody asked me about the FXCM dollar index. Again, if your broker provides that data and you can view it on a chart, you can put it in here. So if you want to use that as a guide for other forex trades, you want to use the equity market to guide forex trading or the forex market to guide equity trading, you can do that as well.
Absolutely.
So loads of different things you can do. What we've got here are the settings. I'm going to zoom in again to the sheet. So, and then in just a moment, I'm going to have a look and see what the markets have done in this first 20 minutes. There's lots of settings already into the sheets. I've demonstrated long and short trades. You can change the time range, the range of times that are displayed here. This is a thing for backtesting, so you can zone in on a particular historical period. That's very easy to do. You can use the drop down menu to do that. You can look at the trades one by one. We've talked about this as well, haven't we, Ren? You can look at the trades one by one, which is one of the beauties of Excel, that it's the opposite of a black box, because you can see every single step just scrolling up here through the long trades and see, what has hit the profit target, what has hit the stop loss.
Yeah, and if you click on one of those where it says long or profit target, it'll show you what the condition was that caused that to happen. So that's kind of cool too. It highlights the formulas.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. So let's have a look. I'm going to go back into the terminal. Let's have a look, see what the markets are doing this morning, because this is what we've got the euro, US dollar. So what's moving? So it looks like equities have fallen back a bit opened higher. Here's the Nasdaq.
Yeah.
Well, no
So,
comment. It's slightly above yesterday's highs, so that's something.
yep. It's a
And it's
volatile in the morning.
Yeah, and it's outperforming today at least the S&P and the Dow. But the Dow again. We talked about it, I think last week, didn't we? That is
Yeah.
looking the strongest. So
It's looking really strong. You got like people who like technical patterns that reverse head and shoulders on that time frame.
mhm.
Kind of, a little bit. I mean, you could make an argument for it.
Well, I think if you zoomed in a bit, you could say that's arguably again a double bottom there. At least we had a
Yep.
test down the bottom there. Anyway, we're not here to talk about technical patterns, but if you wanted to use another thing that you could do is if you like patterns and you spot a pattern on the chart, so you like the technical look of the Dow that we're showing here, you can see on my cursor, we're actually really, really close to testing recent highs. And if I zoom onto a slightly lower time frame, you can see, in fact, apart from that one crazy candle that was caused by the Fed, we're actually pretty much at the highs of the past, quite a few bars there. So
Yep.
if you like that, you want to buy when we are making new highs, then you can drop down to a lower time frame. So I'm going to drop down to the 15-minute and program that back into the model.
And yet, Mark, question for you: how difficult would it be if someone was interested in candlesticks? Like they say, hey, if I see a certain type of candlestick, I want to be a active buyer in the market. How hard would that be to code into Excel?
Yeah, really easy. Yeah, candlesticks are perfect for doing an Excel. They're based on usually 1, 2, or 3, often a small number of bars of candles, and so you can just program in the logic for each candle. I've done that, and I've got a spreadsheet full of different examples of all the ones that you might see, dojis of engulfing, harami, you name it, loads and loads of different patterns that you can program in, and you can look for them on quite small time frames, 1
Yep.
minute, 5 minute time frame, and look for opportunities. Particularly, I would like that approach personally if I've already decided the direction. So
Yep.
I've picked a direction. I'm only going long. I don't want it going haywire, doing long and short trades, only going long, and I'm looking for bullish engulfing patterns on the 5 minute time frame,
Yep.
for
Very
example.
cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So, pretty much almost anything you can think about, we could easily code it into Excel.
So, question here for you, Ren. The condition that caused from Terry. Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Condition that caused that to happen in the formula can be put into plain language, easy to see rather than having to look into the formula. Yeah. So, Ren, that was your comment about you can double click into Excel and you can highlight
Yes.
the conditions that are going into that formula. But we can put
Yes.
that into plain language as well, particularly if it's a fixed strategy here, like say the strategy 2. Then we have a strategy document explaining in plain language how that particular strategy works, and we could go down to explaining every different condition. I don't know what you think about that, Ren.
Well, I like it. I like it. And I think for our people who start off with us in the beginning, we're hoping to have some strategies that are new and exciting that we can help code into Excel if you've not used Excel in that way before, and put it into plain language and show it on the spreadsheet so that you can see and understand how it works. So that's kind of like a fun challenge for us as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So we realize people will have different comfort levels with Excel. So you can see here an example. Now, this is one of my this is very typical for me for my entry conditions, but I'm happy to change. I'm always happy to try different things. But what I can do as well is explain each one of these conditions, and they are very logical. We talk about them all the time here. Explain what each one of these means. They just, as Ren was saying, they just point to a specific column, and that looks to be complicated. I'm going to go into the sheet. It looks complicated, but really it isn't too complicated, and it depends on your strategy. If you want lots of different options in your trading, You want to have multiple different filters you can switch on and off. Well, that will increase the complexity. If you want to keep it simple, robust, and very few different conditions, well, then you're going to have easier to follow formulas. So, you can have either way. Again, it's infinitely flexible to the way you like to set up your trading. And the thing we keep saying trading, but the thing that I've really enjoyed with this project is seeing how just even working on a strategy in this demo environment, like we're demonstrating today, and seeing how the strategy actually performs, stress testing the strategy before testing it live, because that's quite difficult to do, even for the most saintly, patient traders in the world, to spend an extended period of time testing a strategy in a demo environment before doing it live.
Absolutely. And this gives you a log of, like, you can look at the slippage, how your broker performed versus the spreadsheet, and it really helps in that way.
Yeah. So I think that's fantastic. In fact, I've been keep reminding myself to mention that it's, yes, you've got the back testing. Yes, you can optimize the strategy. You can get all the settings right, but you can just sit here and do what we're doing today and just see how it performs in different conditions, different market conditions. You can see it's tailing off a bit there. What did I have earlier? Something a bit more like that. You can see different conditions are going to match. When we've got a really flat market like this, it's not exactly not the best strategy for that type of environment.
Exactly. It always surprises me how the actual trading, live trading goes, even in the test environment compared to my back testing. So it's like, it's definitely two different worlds, and it's good to see them both.
Okay, so we've talked for a while today. I think we're going to end it quite soon. If you're watching live, thank you very much, Terry, Charol, and Stefan. Thank you for all your comments today. Anybody else who's got any thoughts, drop them in the chat box. As I said earlier, you can get this model. It's available for free. You can download it for free. You can test it on a MetaTrader 5 demo account for zero cost as well. And you can do exactly what we're doing here today. And even more exciting, at least for us, is we're going to be launching the premium version starting next week. So please get yourself on the email list and you will be the first to hear what is going to be happening. So I'm looking forward to doing that. If there's no further comments, well, thank you very much for being here with us again today, Ren.
Yep. Thank you, Mark, for hosting. It's been fun. Good day out there. I hope you wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. And something from Terry here: seasonal, weekly, monthly, day of the week. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. The monthly, weekly, it's a filter. Exactly. I mean, this literally the sky is the limit for this sort of thing. Thanks, Charol.
And that's right up your alley, Mark. You love the different days of the week, those types of things. You've got so much backtesting and studies on those that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and because it's in Excel again, you can have that all the information printed, and like to Terry's point earlier about how to make it more understandable. I always transfer when I'm using it as a guide for my own trading. I use it. I translate things into plain text. So it gives me a message saying no trades today or trading today. Something you can read in plain text and understand. So there's another thought about that. Okay, thanks everybody, and we will be back soon with another live stream next week. And I look forward to speaking with you all soon.
Sounds good. Take care. Have a good week.
And you. Thank you, Ram.